Dear students, uh, in my previous video I have taught you a right to equality, and article 14 to 18 I have taught, and I have also taught about uh, the equality before the law, and there will be no any discrimination on the ground of caste, color, creed, and equality of opportunity, and evolution of the untouchability and evolution of the title I have taught in my previous video. And this video I would like to teach you a right to freedom. That is very important point. And right to freedom is essential for all round development. Why? Because each and every person is a very special, and if right to freedom will be not granted to each and every segments of Indian society or each and every citizen, how his inner expression will come out? So very detail I'll teach you. The right to freedom, article 19 to 22. What do you mean by freedom? Freedom means freedom of thought, freedom of beliefs, and freedom of expression. Three words are there, you should remember. Freedom means liberty, means freedom. Freedom means freedom of thought, freedom of beliefs, and freedom of expression. And here I am going to teach you, I am going to focus on freedom of expression. Very important point is there, going to teach you. Very important point. The right, this right is a cluster of the 6 essential freedoms, article 19, and their protection. Under article 19, the constitution guarantees 6 basic freedoms to its citizen. What are 6 basic freedoms? That is very important. And if 6 basic freedoms you know, so you people will be very comfortable to understand why these freedoms are very important. Without this freedom, innovations will not take place. Without this freedom, rational approach will not come. So all these points must be known. First one, freedom of speech and expression. I think this line no need to explain. Freedom of speech and expression, very close to media person. Very close to media person. Now, second point is there, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. Not like Mussolini, I have taught you. Okay? Means, second, freedom is there, we can assemble peacefully without arms. And third, freedom to form the association or union. And fourth one, freedom to move freely throughout India. And freedom to reside and settle any part of India. I think all points are very easy, only learning points are there. And sixth one, freedom to practice any profession, trade or business. Understood? Suppose you are Mahen sir, okay, want to do any business, so very much permitted. So you are also, means each and every person having 6 cluster of freedom. And again going to repeat, first one, freedom of speech and expression, freedom of assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form association and union, freedom to move freely throughout the India, and freedom to reside any part of the India, and freedom to practice any profession, trade or business. Now, so dear students, this is very important point. I am going to mention some important other points regarding this one. There is no specific provision in our constitution guaranteeing the freedom of the press, because freedom of press is included in the wider freedom of expression which is guaranteed by article 19. I think my dear students are familiar when national movement started. So many our forefathers got punishment when they expressed their views against the British government. But today, if you are going to criticize government policy, you will be not punished. Why? Because each and everybody having fundamental rights. Fundamental rights means right to expression, each and everybody is having. So Try to understand Article 19, very close to, okay, press, media. The Constitution restricts the state from the enacting law which could curtail these freedoms. Means there is a provision that state can't make any type of law that will curtail these type of freedom. But at the same time, it does not mean that the state cannot make law for the public goods or for the protection of interest of the trade and professions. For example, state can make law to the prescribed certain minimum educational, technical or other qualification for entry to a certain profession. For example, suppose anybody want to be a doctor, so one all India level examination required. I think my students are very much familiar regarding this. So these points are very very important. So state government can make law, so that will be not taken concern that it is against the freedom. Now, similarly, the right to reside and settle in any part of India can't be go against the law of the particular territory where larger national interest is involved. Suppose any border area is there and very risky area. So if anybody is going to reside there and government restricted that one, so it will be not taken that the right to freedom has been violated. It should not be taken concern like this one, because national interest will be prevail. And one more point I would like to mention here. Suppose some tribals areas are there and you people are understanding that tribals area or reserved area. Or other example I would like to mention that suppose wildlife zone where centuries are there, flora and fauna are there, and suppose you want to reside there. So it will be not permitted, because for the protection of those flora and fauna or protection of those tribals groups, okay, each and every person are not allowed to go there, because each and every person is very very special. Means tribals groups are also very very special. If you people will be going there, you people are residing there, so you can harm them because you are powerful physically. So that's why some provisions are there, you can't go there. Some more points are there, that is very very important point is there. For example, one can't displace tribal communities and settle their territory. Exception has been made in case of Jammu and Kashmir earlier, but now you are very much permitted to reside Jammu and Kashmir also. So these are important points regarding right to freedom. So if anybody will ask that right to freedom and right to press, right to freedom is very close to press and media, because I think Surendranath Banerjee, S.N. Banerjee, Tilak and Lala Lajpat Rai and Mahatma Gandhi ji, many our forefathers are there. They used to write their views against the British government, and finally British government taken action and they made law for restrictions of the press. So why? Because press will create political awareness, political sensibility, political enlightenment, and all these points are very very important for all round development of each and every person. Suppose if right to expression will be not granted, so how innovations will be taken place, how new things will come, how new learning will become, how rational approach will be coming, how experimentation will be started, how scientific approach will be coming. It all will be not possible if these rights will be not given to each and every citizen of India. Okay, so that's why right to freedom is very very essential for each and every person. Okay, again I am going to repeat this one. The 6 cluster of the rights, freedom, 6 basic freedoms are there. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form association and union, and freedom to move freely throughout India, and freedom to reside and settle any part of India. Some exception also I have mentioned, and reasons also I have mentioned. I think you are understanding. So, and last one, freedom to practice any profession, trade or business. So these are important point. Thank you, dear.